everybody to Door 19, advice for you from two complete strangers. I'm Jamal.
I'm LaShondra.
And we welcome you.
Welcome. And we also just want to remind you guys that we pick 2 questions that we get from emails every week, and we choose 2 of those questions to share with everyone. So this week, I'll start off with the first one.
All right.
I think I want to move out of the country, but everyone says I'm too young. Should I continue after this idea?
If you want to do something, if something is on your heart to do, and you really feel strongly about it, then I think you should definitely pursue what it is that you're feeling. But I wonder if there's something more to the question. I wonder if the person, I mean, have you been actively pursuing? You know, some people they get online and they'll kind of look for different places to live. You know, what have you been doing, and what do you really feel? What's your real conflict? I know you said people say that you're too young, but you know, what really is it?
Is it that the family they're going to miss you? They don't want you to be that far away. Anytime you're talking about moving out of the country, that's a pretty big decision. You know, it's not, to me, it's not just as flippant as even you moving out of state. You know, moving from state to state, but to move out of the country, not to even just to visit out of the country, then I would like to guess that you have really taken this into some serious consideration.
Yeah, maybe you feel like you're really being called or led to leave for whatever the reasons will be, and you can't explain why. You know what I mean? And that scares people. I mean, that scares you, or that could just scare you, but that could really scare, you know, those on the outside, and they can kind of give you a bit of a hard time.
Yeah. You
know, because they don't understand what's really going on. So my advice is, I think we know when something is deeper than just being inquisitive, you know what I mean? Being curious on how other people live. That could be it too. But if it's search and see what it really is, you know what I mean? I don't think, if it is being curious, I think when it's a kind of a curiosity, that's going to kind of call for a deeper investigation of, is this what I really want to do? Because being inquisitive sometimes can lead you down some wrong roads. But if it's more than even a passion, and I think you'll know that, then definitely I wouldn't worry about who's scared and who's saying you too young, and you know, and all kind of things. Because you know what, and the other truth is, people have certain gifts and certain attributes that they display young that people need now. But we get scared because we say, I'm too young. I need to learn more, and then we actually we make people miss out. We not only miss out on who we are in that moment, but we make other people miss out on the gifts that we have to give them right now.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree. I think that probably the family, whoever is saying that you're too young, of course they most likely have your best interest at heart. But you still have to follow what it is that you're feeling. Yeah. And sometimes that may mean that you stumble a little bit. You know, if you do choose to make that move, and once you get there, you might find out that it wasn't exactly what you had planned or what you were thinking. Even that's okay, because it's all part of growing. It's all part of becoming who it is that you're supposed to be. And even like you were saying, Jamal, even at your young age, a lot of times we put stipulations on what age we think we have to start finding out who we are, and whether this is a success or what some would label as a failure, it still is going to develop you as who you are as a person. So don't dismiss the idea of it.
Right. So as they say, go with God, Crispy. Yeah, if y'all don't know what movie that is, y'all ain't about this. No, but
I don't know what movie that is.
Well, you ain't about this, right?
Okay.
No, but yeah, go with your heart. You know what I mean? Go with your heart.
Okay.
All right. Next.
All right. Lately, it feels as if I've been hearing more and more about how religion is becoming a great hindrance on the world because of all the judgments that religion is said to have. I feel that I've been pulling back away from my faith because of all of this. And what really scares me is I'm not getting any clear understanding on why I truly feel this way. I just don't know what to do.
Wow. You want to jump in on that one?
Oh, sure, I'll jump in on that. Well, what stuck out to me was you said that what you have been hearing lately is a lot of people have been labeling religion with having a lot of judgments on it. And for you to even, a lot of times we have to pick up on the clues that people are saying through questions. So for you to put that into your question, then it makes me wonder, what is it that you have already been feeling concerning judgments, and even to the point of you feeling that you're pulling away. Now, with that being said, I would ask that you would just really, I would say, really just seek within yourself, ask yourself these questions, okay? And what I mean by that is, if you ask yourself, what do I really believe? What have I been hearing? And where do the two mesh together? And where something is not in alignment with that, then you can kind of take a step back. And it's okay to take a step back. I would say oftentimes we get a little fearful that we're quote unquote turning away from God. Now, you said you're turning away from your faith. So I would take that as maybe a specific, whether it's a denomination or a certain religion itself, but you didn't say that you're turning away from God altogether. So the good thing in that is that you are really examining yourself here, and you're trying to see where you're going so that you can continue to move forward. Once again, we get hung up oftentimes on the things that we feel like we should or shouldn't be doing, and we put these things in certain categories, you know, of is this right or is this wrong? Am I a bad person for turning away? But look at it, at all of it as a piece of who you are and who you're transforming into becoming. Because especially when you talk about religion and spiritual aspects, a lot of this is just molding and shaping you into becoming who it is that you really are and who you really feel that you're being drawn to become. So with the aspect of what people have been saying, don't worry so much about what people have been saying, but really search within yourself and see, what are you saying? What do you believe? What do you think and feel about these things?
Yeah, I think I totally agree. I think you know, and this advice comes from our experiences. So again, we don't make anything an absolute, because we believe that individually we all have journeys and we all have experiences that differ, you know what I mean? So our advice, you know, is like, you know, you talked about the judgments and you know, and these, it sounded to me at first as if it was an excuse. Using the judgment was almost an excuse to validate what you've been feeling for a while. And excuses can be considered harsh, but it's like almost like clues. Sometimes we hone in on things that are just clues that there is some changing that's going on in us, and the things that we have been used to doing a particular way are changing, and they're shifting, and we're changing and shifting, and we're leaving one thing going into something else. So it's okay. I heard a book once, and this really hit me real hard. And the book talked about, if you can really veer off from God, if that really can happen, say you believe that, don't you think that God can find you where you are? So we're so worried about drifting away so far that God can't reach us, when God is everywhere, you know. So there's no place that you can't go. There's no place that you can't be if you believe that you can drift away from God, that God can't reach you. Yeah. So that's not the problem, because God can get you anywhere if you believe that you can actually be separated from God. But the thing is, we all have our journey, and we all have our roads, and our journeys lead us to particular things that the previous thing may even look like it's foreign, like, you know what I mean. So but it's okay, because it's a part of the process. Just go with the process.
Yeah.
If the process isn't causing you harm or causing anybody else harm, then, you know, I think you're kind of obligated to see where it goes, because remember, God can find you anywhere. So like she said, just continue to search within yourself, because I know you said that you wasn't hearing any clear answers, and I think what you're saying is you wasn't hearing God say, no, you're wrong, or whatever, telling you, no, you shouldn't do that, or yes, you should do that. So that's a good indication that maybe you need to continually to stand still and see, ask another question or the same question another way, and see where it gets you. Or just, if it's not saying no, then maybe you need to go down this road. That's my advice.
Yeah, I totally agree, and we just hope that this advice has helped you and anyone else who may have questions similar to this. And once again, feel free to send us whatever questions you all may have that may be a little bit more personal or in depth. We welcome them. And
Exactly.
that's what we're here for. And we hope that this really helps you. We hope that it reaches to the places in you that you know really needs help, whether it's, like you always say, whether it's big or whether it's small. Just send in those questions, and remember, you remain anonymous to us. So
Exactly.
that gives you a little bit more peace and freedom and comfort to go ahead and ask us even those somewhat tough questions.
Door 19, baby.
That's right. Don't forget our email, door19adviceforyou@gmail.com, and also comment and questions below.
Subscribe.
And share. Please
That's
share
right.
this.
Until next Wednesday, talk to you.
Bye.